Your computer has been lying to you. Not the software, not an app, the actual physical chip inside the machine, quietly leaking your passwords, your secrets, your private data. And for over 20 years, nobody knew. Until now, this is one of the most terrifying stories in the history of technology. And it starts with a feature designed to make your computer faster. Modern processors don't wait for instructions. They predict them. Your CPU is constantly guessing what you're about to ask it to do.
Using my prediction
and doing
crystal,
it early,
I can see the tasks
before you
ahead.
even ask. It's called speculative execution. And for decades, it made computers dramatically faster. Imagine a chef who starts cooking your order the moment you walk through the door, based purely on a guess. Most of the time, he's right. You get your food faster. Everybody wins. But if he's wrong, he tosses the food and pretends it never happened. That's exactly what your processor does. Guess, execute. If wrong, discard, move on. Harmless, right? Wrong. In January 2018, a team of researchers dropped a bombshell on the entire tech industry. That discarded, pretend it never happened data was leaving fingerprints, tiny traces in a hidden layer of processor memory called the cache. And those fingerprints could be read. An attacker didn't need to break into your system. They just needed to run a normal program and quietly measure how fast certain memory operations completed. From those timing differences, they could reconstruct what the processor had secretly touched. Passwords, encryption keys, data from completely separate programs, even data from other people on the same cloud server. Two attack methods were uncovered. The first, Meltdown. It hit Intel hard. It let an ordinary program smash through the wall, separating it from the operating system's most protected memory. The kind of barrier that's supposed to be completely unbreakable. The second, Spectre, was worse. It worked on nearly every processor ever made. Intel, AMD, ARM, the chips inside your laptop, your phone, the servers running your bank's website. Spectre didn't just break through walls. It convinced the processor to betray itself, using the prediction system against its own security. And here's what made this different from every major hack that came before it. This wasn't a software bug. No programmer wrote bad code. No company shipped a broken update. This was a flaw baked directly into the hardware, into the fundamental architecture that the entire modern computing world had been built on for 2 decades. You couldn't just patch the software and move on. The problem was the silicon itself. The fallout was immediate and brutal. Intel's stock tanked. Amazon, Google, and Microsoft had millions of cloud servers to patch. Servers where your data and a stranger's data lived side by side, separated by boundaries that Spectre could cross. The patch operation was massive, secretive, desperate, one of the largest coordinated responses in cybersecurity history, racing against the clock. Before attackers could weaponize the discovery, but fixing it came at a price. The patches told processors to slow down, to double-check permissions, to stop speculating so freely. In some systems, performance dropped by 30% overnight. 3 decades of speed optimization, partially reversed in a matter of weeks. The fastest computers on Earth had just been made slower, on purpose, because the thing making them fast was also making them dangerous. The industry never fully recovered its confidence. Chip makers were forced back to the drawing board. Security, which had always played second fiddle to performance, became a first-class concern at the hardware level. New processor designs had to be fundamentally rethought, not patched, not updated, but rebuilt with security as a core principle, rather than an afterthought. And here's the part that should genuinely unsettle you. These flaws existed for 20 years, before anyone found them. 20 years of every computer, every server, every smartphone, silently vulnerable, and the world had no idea. So the real question isn't what Meltdown and Spectre were. The real question is, what's still out there right now, inside the device you're watching this on, that nobody's found yet?